to the Speeding Bulletin Report. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com, and here's all the Superman related news for the week May 2nd to May 8th, 2008. No movie news to speak of this week, so let's jump straight into the TV related news. As our previous edition of the Speeding Bulletin went online, Warner Brothers sent out an official announcement stating that Michael Rosenbaum would not be returning as Lex Luthor for the 8th season of Smallville, and also sent out a personal letter from Michael to his fans. A few days before this all happened, the Superman homepage caught up with Michael at the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo, where Neal Bailey conducted a short audio interview with the actor. You can read the announcement and listen to our audio interview at the website now. On the back of Michael Rosenbaum's announcement, TV Guide claims that negotiations with Allison Mack look to have also fallen through, which means we might also have an 8th season without Chloe Sullivan. Speaking of the 8th season, Zap2It.com claims to have details on the 2 new characters being introduced next season. We know from the CW that one of them is Doomsday, but Zap2It.com claims that he'll be a bartender in Metropolis who has an evil dark side, while the female villain that the CW spoke about is maybe going to be taking over Lex's estate in his absence and has the power of persuasion, according to Zap2It.com. Doesn't sound too promising to me. Peter McDermott has updated our Smallville episode guide with his summary of the most recent Season 7 episode titled Apocalypse. Neal Bailey and Douglas Trumbull have written their reviews for this same episode, with Doug giving it a 5 out of 5 rating, saying, "One of the best of the series, you do not want to miss this." While Neal disagreed, giving it a 2 out of 5, saying, "When I finished watching this episode, I was immediately saying 3 or 4, then I realised how much of a cheat it was to give us a taste of what we want, what could have been." The 19th episode of Smallville Season 7 aired in the US on Thursday, May 8th. Titled Quest, this episode saw a cloaked stranger attacking Lex, leaving him with a Kryptonian symbol carved on his chest. They were intended as a message for Clark, who investigates with Chloe and learns that one member of the Veritas is still alive and hiding in a church. The CW has also released a number of images from the Season 7 finale, which is scheduled to air in the US on May 15th and is titled Arctic. Warner Brothers Home Video supplied the Superman homepage with a look at the box art for Smallville, the complete 7th season DVD collection. No exact date has been announced for the release of this collection, but it's expected to be available in the US sometime around September. If you haven't watched them yet, the first 2 animated episodes of Kara and the Chronicles of Krypton are now available on the CW website. Episode 3 may also be available at this point in time. In comic books news this week, Comic-Con's The Pulse caught up with artist Renato Geddes to ask him about his work drawing Superman comics with new writer James Robinson, while Newsarama.com posted a video interview from New York Comic Con in which Dan Didio and Mike Carlin discussed the upcoming weekly comic book series Trinity. DC Comics has released a number of sneak peeks this week, with Entertainment Weekly publishing 5 pages from the Final Crisis #1 comic book, which is available from May 14th. And it includes script notes from writer Grant Morrison, artist sketches of Darkseid from Final Crisis sketchbook, and more. While WizardUniverse.com posted a 4-page sneak peek at the August release Final Crisis Legion of 3 Worlds #1, which features a cover very similar to that of DC Universe #0. Superman comic books we reviewed this week were Action Comics 864, which was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who gave it a 5 out of 5, saying, "Works nicely as a lead-in to the big story, and weirdly works as a much better ending to Countdown than the real one." While DC Universe #0 was reviewed by Neal Bailey, who rated it a 2 out of 5, saying, "The plot in this is very thin, near non-existent, but my excitement level is about a 4 out of 5. Superman comics shipping this week from May 7th include Action Comics Annual number 11, which has a variant cover available, DC Universe Special Justice League of America, Infinity Inc. number 9, Justice League Unlimited number 45, Supergirl number 29, and Smallville Series 2 action figures. It was reported this week that the house where Jerry Siegel lived at the time he and Joe Shuster created Superman is finally being restored, with a plaque acknowledging the place's importance in the history of an American icon. This amongst a list of other events to take place in Cleveland, Ohio during 2008, Superman's 70th anniversary, were announced in a press release this week. Speaking of Cleveland, Superman fans living in the area might like to make the trip to Cleveburg on Sunday, May 11th, for the start of the Summer of Superman celebrations at the North Coast Comic Con at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Bagley Road in Middleburg Heights. Jamie Regal, known as Superman homepage member Cleveland MOS, will be showcasing some of his massive Superman collection at the convention. The Superheroes Fashion and Fantasy exhibition had its grand opening this week, with celebrities and movie stars turning out for the red carpet gala, which is all thanks to Giorgio Armani. The exhibition opened to the public on May 7th and will remain open until September 1st. If you're in New York, you should head over to the Metropolitan Museum of Art and check it out. Writer Kevin J. Anderson, speaking with TheForce.net on their May 2nd podcast, revealed that he's working on a follow-up book to his highly acclaimed The Last Days of Krypton novel, titled First Encounter. The new book details the first meeting of Superman and Batman in the 1950s. We'll let you know more as the book's release gets closer. Superman homepage reviewer James Land continues looking at the 1940s Superman radio series. And this week he looks at the Atom Man in Metropolis story, which sees the Atom Man set about destroying Metropolis once he's defeated the Man of Steel. In more retro reviews, Superman homepage reviewer Scotty V continues reviewing episodes from the Superboy TV series, this time looking at the Season 1 episode titled Kryptonite Kills, which he rated a 3 out of 5. That's all the Superman related news for the week May 2nd to May 8th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Well, that was good. Curly Howard looking manservant! Good, good. Yes, welcome. Please take my nacho plate away and return with a Pepsi. Yes, welcome to another edition of Bailey Planet. Today I want to talk to you about Last Son. People are writing me saying that I'm being too harsh or too kind to it, and that we should boycott Superman comics entirely because of the fact that Adam Kubert was a year late. Who do I blame? Who's responsible? Should we destroy DC Comics? Should we buy every DC comic ever and just wait forever and stop being prattling, whining fanboys? I think the truth lies somewhere in between. I think people like Jeff Johns need to step up and tell people to go ahead, get your job done, because I'm finished, I did my part, and I think we need people to stop buying things to show... Oh, hey, it's not open! You can't figure it out. That's alright, I'll figure it out. Go play with your toys. And we need people... we need people to actually step forward and put some of the blame on editors. We need the editors to say, yeah, you were supposed to have that art done, why isn't it done? Or to account for the fact that Adam Kubert works slow and give him the extra time he needs before you release that storyline. Or just plan a little bit more. There needs to be more professionalism in the darn thing. I don't think there's an easy solution. I think both sides are right. I think the story is good enough to wait, but I also think that it shouldn't be so unprofessional. If it is, there should be some consequences, because people shouldn't be getting away with things like All-Star Batman and Robin being so late, or Action Comics being late. Action Comics is the first, the primary, and the best comic book to ever come out, period. So it shouldn't be late ever.